We got a special episode tonight. We're going to be joined by, honestly, I'm going to just keep saying a legend, man. Paul Anthony from Full Force. Like
the legendary.
Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, they defined, like a lot of my childhood and probably people that came before me as well. So, yeah, I mean, I say let's just jump right in. I can't wait to ask him some questions. For those that don't know, he also was stabbed in House Party 1 and 2, so yeah, I'm trying to like keep my professionalism in order while also, being like a kid again. So, yeah, without further ado, man, let's bring him in. Paul Anthony, y'all.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh man, everything's good, man. How's your mental health? How's your year? How's your week? All that stuff,
Everything is real good, man. Just keeping super busy. Got a lot of things coming up, and I'm already into 2023.
I feel you.
Turkey Day and Santa. Yeah, okay, cool. Everybody, y'all take care of that. I'm already in 2023.
I like that. I like that mentality. So, yeah, man. I mean, you kind of heard my intro. I'm sure a lot of people are excited about this one. So let's kind of start from the beginning. So, how did you get into music? You and your brothers, and like, what were some of your influences growing up?
Oh man, well, the way we got into music in my family, music wasn't an option. That's what you did, because Dad was part of those old doo-wop groups from back in the day. So even when we was kids, we have to get home and do our homework and get that done because we knew when Dad got out of his 16-hour shift, he was coming to either practice with us or throw us up on that train and ride up to 125th Street, drop the hat in the subway, and we'd be singing in the subway for hours.
Oh,
I
man.
was 12, Lou was 13, and B was 8. Yep.
That's dope,
and that's
man.
how we started, man. Yeah, real, the real deal.
Yeah. Back when everybody had to be a musician. Like,
there
was nothing that can make you sound better but, yourself and practice.
Facts. That's facts. Yep.
Well, hey, I got a question. What was your first big break?
Oh, let's see. I mean, be honest with you, man, we had several big breaks because, it's all subjective. Like, for instance, when we were younger, when I was 12, 13, we won 4 nights at the Apollo Theater. And when you do that, you're now categorized as a professional. So when the Apollo did 24 shows at the world famous Apollo Theater when I was 12 and Lou was 13, B was 8, we rocked it with a lot of old school groups that no one's ever heard of, but
I'd be willing to bet I have.
Right. So that was considered a big break right then and there. And then after that, we just make sure I don't lose screen. You got me? Okay, damn.
Yeah. We can see.
And afterwards, we just kept on grinding for years. I mean, performing here, performing everywhere. Doing shows. We cut a single. When I think I was 16 years old or 15, I believe. Back then the biggest label was called Chess Janus Records, and we dropped that, but that didn't do well. But I mean, the name Full Force didn't come about till later on when we joined our cousins. Because
right.
we was always the three brothers. We was always performing, but then B is a drummer also at heart, and B would enjoy his drumming chops by getting with the cousins. Jerry's on keyboard, Shasha on bass, and Kurt on guitar. So one day Lou said, "Yo, Paul, let's go around the corner and see what they're doing." And he vibed in that, and Lou said, we should all just come together." And it was his idea to name the group Full Force, which is the power to influence and control. And we've always had that energy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we kept doing shows. We was like the hottest band in Brooklyn. I mean, they would line up because we was on our promotion game. I mean, back then, shoot, we had posters. We had Rexograph 8x10 that we made from a copy machine. We'd use Elmer's glue and glue it on lampposts. We used staplers. We scotch taped my Kurt's father's electric deuce and a quarter, 225. And we went all around the 5 boroughs every other night with a bullhorn. and we'd be like, "Full Force is back!
Oh man.
Full Force is back!" No, mind you, we ain't went no damn where, but
Right, right.
that's how we was promoting it, man. Yep, that's how we started, man.
Well, no,
Just grinding.
yeah, that's the. I mean, you gotta act like you've already made it.
Right? Yeah.
Otherwise,
Absolutely.
that no one else will take you
Absolutely.
seriously.
That's it.
Um,
That's it. So, but to answer your question, I think our first big break in music was our second release, because our first release we actually co-wrote Basketball for Curtis Blow.
oh
Wow.
You
man,
know, so
classic,
Wow.
yeah,
classic
so
record.
every NBA season, I'm a happy guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was our first thing. I'm trying to make sure I don't get out of screen here. Okay, there I go. Let me just sit my ass still. So yeah, that did well for us. But I think our first big break was when our co-manager at the time, Steve Salem, said, "Hey man, you guys are so different. You're ahead of your time. I think you should focus on creating other groups. Because we strive to be different so much that we was ahead of our time. The music industry wasn't ready for us. So our first break was when we produced and co-wrote Roxanne Roxanne,
Wow.
for our group UTFO.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
set it off
That's
for real.
amazing.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that set it off.
Okay, well, man, I mean that's a pretty big flex. Like, oh, I co-wrote
Yeah.
Basketball by Curtis Blow, or like, oh
Right.
my goodness. um,
Yeah. We did that, man. A lot of people didn't know that. That was our
yeah, I didn't
first.
know that
That's incredible.
until
Yeah.
just now.
That's
So
incredible.
Yep. That was our first one. And then when Roxanne took off, it was just explosive. It just. I think we're still in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most answer records. I think there's 25 answer records. Roxanne's
man,
Doctor, Roxanne's Dog, this and that. I
yeah.
mean, it was
Didn't
crazy.
Didn't Roxanne Shantae do something with that?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
She came and answered record. Then we had the real Roxanne, our own
Yep,
Roxanne, of course.
yep.
You know,
That was a
and
crazy era, man.
then Sparky D came, and it was crazy, man. I take pride in knowing that we greatly opened up the doors for female rappers.
Yeah,
So think about what we did back then, and think of how we first brought the world Nicki Minaj, because she was
Yeah.
signed to us first.
yep. Dang,
So
yeah,
going back to present, we really impacted the feminist movement. Not to mention Latin Puerto Ricans, because the real Roxanne, she was Puerto
yeah,
Rican.
yeah.
So Roxanne took off, and then we said, you know what, man, they might perceive this as luck. We got to come back with something strong.
Mm.
So we would always see what's missing in the industry. And B, my brother B find it was like, man, there's no Latins, there's no Puerto Ricans out there. So B's mindset was, yo, let's go search for a Puerto Rican girl, and that's when we started doing that. And one of our guys who worked with us in the neighborhood, his name was Mike Hughes. He knew this young lady who hung out at the fun house named Lisa, brought her to the Brooklyn basement.
Uh,
And of course, she was nervous and shit, East Flatbush and whatnot, big muscle down dudes in the basement. She was nervous. And then she sang a few things for us. The first one didn't hit us, but then she sang something else that melodically we could hear. She hits all the switches. And we say, you know what? This is our girl. We collectively said, yo, this is the girl.
yeah.
And named her Lisa.
Oh man, classic.
The two guys, Cult Jam.
Oh yeah,
And that blew everybody away also, because there's nothing like that. We are the ones who pretty much created or opened the doors, or if you will, even invented freestyle dance music. Because before Lisa, there was no Jennifer Lopez, there was no
yep.
Ricky Martin, there was no Gloria Estefan, there was no Menuda,
Man.
there was nobody. We opened up doors for that.
I mean,
And so
yeah.
now there was a bidding war for Full Force. The guys who created Roxanne, and Lisa, and the Cult Jam.
I mean, as a DJ, that "Wonder If I Take You Home" that gets played
Yeah.
all the time, as at every
All the time
function.
to
So
this day, man. It's
yeah,
beautiful, because my goal, even when I was 17, my goal is always to live forever. Always, you live forever by what you do, and how you impact and what you leave off. So, and I remember B's mindset was, you know what? There's nobody marrying the bass line to the kick drum. There's nothing out there like that. So when B came up with the drums, that,
yep.
and then he said the bass,
Yep. Classic bass line.
Yeah, that was his idea, just to marry that no matter what. And nobody was doing that back then, you know. And then what Jerry was doing, yeah, man. So we opened up the doors for that, you know. And then when we hit him with, "Can you feel the beat within my heart?
Yep,
Can you see
yep.
my love shine through the
Which
dark?"
has been
They
said in a
really
million
went
hip hop
bananas.
songs.
Yeah, they have nothing like that, you know. And it's so funny because I remember the third single we was coming after that. I remember I met with an executive, I think it was Mickey Eichner, there's an executive over at Columbia, and I told him, I said, "You see these two songs right here? These are career breakers. These are gonna break her into the world and blow people's mind. This ballad right here, this is a career maker. This is gonna last forever." And that's when he came with All Cried Out. You know,
Yeah,
and to
yeah.
this day, All Cried Out just is one of the most sought after domestic violence songs. So we really take pride in opening doors, you know.
That's
Dang.
dope, man. I wanted to ask because, of course, so many people. I mean, really, an entire generation was introduced to you from House Party. I mean, I know I was.
No doubt.
Definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. How did you guys end up getting that movie or working on that movie, and just what was that like?
Oh man, that's definitely going to go down in history as one of the greatest experiences of my professional career, just because the energy don't lie,
Right,
and the Hutland brothers, Warrington and Reggie, they were very astute in terms of picking the right energy, not just the right actors, but the right persona, the right
right.
energy, because we all clicked like one great big family on the set.
Hmm.
So one of our co-producers who worked with us, the late great Robert Ford Jr., you know, he knew this brother who graduated from Howard University who was writing this script that was getting a lot of attention. And in the script, it said the bullies were muscle bound Jerry Crow wearing guys like full force.
Oh,
That was
okay.
in the script,
There you
right?
go.
Right. So, because remember, they knew us because our first movie was Crush Groove.
Right.
So Crush Groove, we was mean and the whole nine. You know, I got stories about that one too.
Yeah.
But so Robert said to Reggie, I said, "Well, listen, why get guys that look like full force? Why don't you just get full force?"
Right.
He said, "I don't know. Those are my guys. You know, I work with them." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, here, give Paul a call." So Robert called me, said, "Paul, you're gonna get a call from this guy named Reggie." I said, "Okay, cool, man. You know, we're always open-minded." So he came on the phone. He's a little kind of nervous. He said, "Hey, man, Reggie Hutland. I got this script named House Party. I really would love you guys to check it out, man. Because Robert feels you guys would do this, do that." I said, "Reggie, send it over, man. Let's check it out." You know. So he sent me the script, you know, and I read it maybe halfway because I already saw that, okay, it's got our parts coming in within the first 15 minutes. I'm loving that already.
Yeah.
Right.
So I said, you know, let me send it to Lou because Lou has always been the main guy in terms of plays and scripts for even since we were kids. He would always write stuff for us to do. So Lou got a hold of it. He read the whole thing. And Lou was like, "Yo, man, I think we could really do our thing in this." I said, "B." He said, "B, you know what? They have you as Pee Wee and have me as Zilla, your guy. Let's switch places since you're big like Paul. I'll be Pee Wee. I'm going to talk like this throughout the whole movie,
It's
no
so
matter
funny
what.
that.
And
So
we'll do that." And Lou stayed in character even when he was in shoot. It was crazy, you know? And that's how we did that, man. And we we take pride in the fact that everything in that movie we rewrote every line, every line. Anything you hear there is stuff that we made up. And we would meet with the Hutland brothers the night before and say, "Hey guys, instead of that, we'd like to do this. We'd like to do, you know, I'm gonna kick your freaking ass," or we want to do, you know, I smell." And every time we did
classic.
something, they said, "Yo, I love it. Keep it, keep it." And I remember the morning when we had to chase kid down the alley. That morning, I made up because I wanted Lou to keep hitting that line, "Kick your freaking ass." So
Beautiful.
I made up, "You run around town like a sucker in heat. Me and my boys can't be beat. No
Yep.
matter where you go, we can smell like gas, and we're gonna kick your freaking ass. You got your silly ass locked in the ice box with nowhere to go." You
Yep.
know,
Oh
and
yeah.
people remember that. Just so you know, we're gonna drop that single next year, the House Party Bullies.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
silly ass locked in the icebox, man. So yeah, man, it was wonderful vibing with everybody. We were like one big family. Martin was and still is like a little brother, you know, kid and played personalities. Tisha, AJ. Groovy, Chill. I mean,
Man, legendary
everybody.
cast, like
It's crazy.
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
nowadays looking back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. And it was so fun. In between sets, we go to the comedy store with Martin so he could try his routine
Oh man.
and teaching AJ. I mean, everybody was close and cool.
Right.
It was just wonderful, man. It was really a great experience. I'll never forget it.
Just a quick follow up question on House Party, and then you got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, what was it like working with Kid and Play? Like, do you still have a relationship with them to this day? Just
yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's brothers for life, man.
yeah.
Because remember, I mean, we knew each other before that because they recorded in Queens. They were signed to Herbie Lovebug,
Hmm.
They was Herbie, and they recorded Bayside Studios in Queens. We recorded at Bayside as well, so we knew them. They knew us, and everybody. Our reputation was that we're great people, warm, inviting, but we're nothing to mess with. That's how we
Right.
were,
Right.
in Brooklyn, but we vibed a lot. We knew them, Salt and Pepper. We all came from the same clique, so it was great. And their personalities and our personalities gel instantly, So it was fun working with them. We were just together. I want to say 3 weeks ago, man.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, y'all have to
Wow.
see it, but next year you see it. I mean, we did an awesome wilding out. I ain't gonna
Oh
tell
man.
you who
Okay.
won.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
catch that.
one love to my brother Nick. I ain't gonna tell you who won. You just have to tune in and check it out. That's next year.
I
Yep.
definitely will.
But
I
no,
definitely
yeah,
will.
we were. Yes, just 3 weeks ago we was all together, man. So it's all love, always.
It's
That's
dope.
incredible. That's
Yeah,
incredible. I'm gonna take it back to music for a sec.
sure.
Um, what is your proudest memory as a musician?
Hmm. Man, there's a few, man. Let me think. If I had to pin my reputation on, that's so hard. Okay, you know what? Let me run off a few and then let me culminate it by the main one. I mean, I love, once again, UTFO, Lisa, Cheryl Pepsi Riley, ex-girlfriend. There's nothing more rewarding than building something from nothing and watch it manifest and grow into a phenomenon. Being on the compound in Orlando and working and Baby Jerry spearheading a melodic blockbuster song like All I Have to Give,
Yeah.
and give it to the Backstreet Boys, work with them, produce the Backstreet Boys, and next thing you know, you're at the Meadowlands, you see 60,000 people sing your song,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah.
that's always memorable. Let me see. Uh, huh, Being blessed to work with and write for Patti LaBelle and write for Earth, Wind and Fire.
I just watched
Working
Patti
with
LaBelle's Drink Champs too, and yeah, it
Right,
was
exactly. No, that's family. Yeah.
amazing.
Oh man, we got a Patti LaBelle story that'll make you die. I remember that working with her and the fire, going to Corpus Christi and staying on the compound to work with Selena. May she rest in
Oh,
peace.
just
Wow.
name
That was an
dropping.
amazing thing. So there's a lot of things. Of course, House Party, and I mean, Ain't My Type of Hype is timeless.
Oh yeah.
We can't do anything. We can't go anywhere without performing that song.
Right. No
But
way.
if I had to pick one that stands out in front, and I remember seeing him when I was 10 years, no, 11, because when you're in Amish Night at the Apollo, the Amish have to wait outside in the cold,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and then they lead you down in the basement. And for about 17 to 25 seconds, you get a glimpse of who's performing on stage. And I remember watching him on stage, and he just impacted me. So years later, to know that we're the only ones on the planet that ever wrote and produced an entire album on the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. That
Jeez.
will always go in my mind as the pinnacle because, he's the Godfather. He's the original rapper. He's the original, poet. He's the man who paved the
Yep.
way. So to know that we were entrusted to do an entire album is mind blowing to me. So I think that what stands out. And we got many, many stories with Mr. Brown. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, how about this? What is your favorite studio that you've ever recorded in?
Ooh. I remember we recorded at this studio. I want to say, what was it called? The Royale. It was in Hollywood, and of course, there's Electric Lady on the
Oh
8th Street
man.
in New York. You know what? Royal, I think the Royal was nice because they had like a jacuzzi. You know, they had one room where you could just, while he's mixing, you go in the jacuzzi with whoever you bring it to the studio. You know what
Every
I'm saying?
studio should have a jacuzzi.
Yeah,
What's
man,
up,
it was off the
Bugs?
chain. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But I would have to say Power Station. Power
Okay.
Station had to be the one. Power Station was a studio that brings to mind my Bob Dylan stories when we work with Bob Dylan. That was amazing because we were just blowing harmonies in the hallway so you can get the acoustics and the echo and everything. And somebody's upstairs saying, "Hey, you guys, you sound pretty good down there." We didn't know who it was. We just was like, "Hey, man, thanks a lot. Cool."
It's
And
Bob
then
Dylan.
as we hear the person walking down, it's Bob Dylan. I'm like,
Wow.
"Yo,
Gee, yeah, like, yeah. I wouldn't
what
even know what to
the?"
say.
So he's there just vibing with us, and hey, maybe one day you guys got to record on my album. And we thought he was just being cordial,
Right.
so we said it'd be an honor. So I think 2 weeks later, at that time, he was being produced by Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits, and then they was having a little friction between both of them, and then, so Mark went on tour, and we got a call, and Bob said, "Come on, let's go." And we was like, "Wow, this is really happening." And we're here. We are in the studio with Bob Dylan. The two songs on him with him. One is called "Death Is Not the End." He was so ahead of his time, and
Oh
Tell Me
yeah.
Why. And that's on line to know that we work with the great Bob Dylan. He even took photos with us. So that was very, very
That's
special. So I think about
amazing.
Power Station for that. I think about there's a couple of things that took place at Power Station that I remember. First when Nile Rodgers was recording there from the group Chic, and I was literally stalking Nile for our big break. So that's a whole nother story. But
Right.
That's
Power
incredible.
Station sticks in my mind.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you, what's like? Did you ever work with like? How many rappers did you used to work with? Do you have like a favorite rapper that whether you worked with them or not? Just like what? How do you feel about like hip hop and where it's moving to nowadays? Just
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
general.
Well, hip hop is always in our blood.
Right.
That was, I mean, Curtis Blow and
Right.
Roxanne.
Yeah.
We helped put bricks in that damn building called hip hop that people is living. You know what I
Of
mean?
Literally.
course.
So of course that's impact. And always have a hip hop swag about the writing and our stylizing. You know what I mean? No question. So for a minute it was getting very, very diluted. And I'm a businessman, so I understand it. But I mean, for a minute I'm like, yo, come on now, you put some thought in this shit. You know what I mean? Damn, it's just getting too diluted with stuff, that was really wasn't authentic. Fortunately, I think it's getting back to melodies, even in rap. You hear the melodies, even in the syncopation. There's some very, very gifted brothers out there that's doing their thing. So I'm proud to that, to know that they're still getting to the melodies. Even when they do choruses, it's getting back to melodic songwriting, even in rap. You know what I mean? So yeah, we've been blessed to work with so many rappers in our career. I would think, damn, that's hard. Whew. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Yeah, Dougie is, of course, Dougie is my man. We work with Dougie. Always come with my man Meth. When I think
Oh,
about
man,
Meth, I never forget when Meth came to our Brooklyn basement.
that's your
Because
guy.
we made everybody record in our Brooklyn basement. We could afford to go anywhere. We said, hell no, hell no. Everybody's coming to the Brooklyn basement. We
Oh
made
yeah.
everybody come.
Oh yeah.
And I remember when Method Man came, because we had him on one of our albums, he was touching the ceiling, touching the wall, saying, "Oh my God, I'm here with full force. Yo, what's up?" You know? And I'll never forget, he heard the track, and we paid him very well. Paid him very well for
Sure.
his 16. I'll never forget, man, he knocked that shit out the first time. It was flawless. It was crazy. I kept listening to him like, oh my God, this is bananas. And I'm like, yo, Meth, just on GP, man, just go in the booth and do this shit again, man. I'm paying you a nice little check. Fuck it. Give me one
Right.
more,
Yeah.
man. What the hell? But it was flawless, man. But I love working with Meth. I love working with Raekwon. I love working with my brother Scarface. One Love. I mean, there's so many rappers. We get love from everybody. I remember we was at one studio and 50 was walking by with his people. I said, yo, 50, man, I need you to be in the video really quick. He stopped, shot a quick clip for the video. There's so many because we've given so much love and respect, and on all genres, hip hop,
Oh yeah.
pop, Latin, whatever it is. So 9 times out of 10, we'll be greeted with a lot of love and respect as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
We have someone in our chat asking if do you have any Michael Jackson memories or encounters?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Love man. Let me tell you something. I remember one time we was asked to do Latoya. Okay, so we was asked to do Latoya, and the checks was bananas. Okay, I'm like, how many tracks?
Right.
How many per track? Oh
The
yeah, shit. We
Jacksons,
we
it
we
better
we
be.
do we doing this shit. Absolutely,
Right.
I think at the time Michael got to hear everything. Um, so it was a great experience because she knew her way around the studio. She knew her microphones. Her and I bonded very, very well, and through that, we got a relationship with Joe, got a relationship with the whole family.
Oh yeah.
Marlon, Jackie, they're all like brothers. They're all like
Oh
family. You
yeah.
know what I
For
mean?
sure.
We see them as all love, But yeah, with Michael, he loved what we were doing, and it was a good vibe, So yeah,
Definitely.
man, fond memories of that.
That's incredible.
Hmm.
Now I know you uh, had some health history. You know the cancer champion stuff that you have been pushing
Hmm.
and going through, and
Right.
you are a member of the Moffitt Cancer Center board. What kind of work is
Yeah.
done there?
Okay, so the Moffitt Cancer Center, they're ranked, I think, top 20 in the world right now. And they're based in Tampa, Florida. It was started by someone who I regard as my spiritual architect, H. Lee Moffitt. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. Back in '65, he raised millions and millions of dollars to start the Moffitt Cancer Center. And the disparities division, which is basically the urban, is called the Georgia Edgecombe Society, also, which handle the disparities, basically, cancer affect Black people as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm fortunate enough to be one of, if not the only, I think I believe I'm the only one, no, maybe even one other now, that's on both boards. I'm both on the Georgia Edgecombe Society
Mm.
and the National Advisory Board. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
I take pride in that because we just had our New York event, and it was the synergy of what I'm trying to do with the Paul Anthony Cancer Champion Foundation, as well as what they're doing, was very, very connected. Because you know, we try to teach people to be proactive with your health. Proactive with your life, proactive with your love. Don't wait, don't hesitate to get tested. The moment the body talks to you and tells you signs, go do that, as well as trying to stay on the crest of new and exciting breakthroughs in the way of curing cancer and getting closer to that goal. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
everybody on the board is very keen on that on both boards. I spend most time with the National Advisory Board as well. One of my closest friends on the board is my good friend, former White House correspondent. Wait, no, wait, you know what? Yeah, yeah. There's a few. I don't want to single one out because I
Right.
name one. I gotta name a
Yeah.
Sure,
whole
sure.
lot.
I get
I
it.
mean, I'm always gonna start with Sam because Sam Donaldson. He's my guy, and I mean, he sat through 4 White House administrations, and every time Sam gets to talking, I'm like, yo, should I hear this shit, man? Like, am I okay? Because the man knows what's going on. My good friend Brian Glazer, the owner of the Buccaneers,
Oh
my
man.
dear friend Lisa France Kennedy, who's pretty much owns NASCAR and International Motorsports. She's on my board. We just brought on Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys on the board.
Big
So
Wow.
there's
names. Big
very
names.
yeah. A lot of big dogs on there. A lot of big dogs on the board, man. But we're trying to do some things, stay impactful. I'm going to be doing a series of things to bring attention and awareness because when I was struck with cancer, it was mind-boggling because I've been blessed enough, along with Full Force, but mainly me, to bring in fitness and bodybuilding training into R&B hip hop.
It's
I would
amazing.
put it out there, and I inspired so many people, so when it came to me,
Right.
I was like, wow, this doesn't make sense. But then life is interpretation. I said, okay, I get it. Sometimes to know what you're made of, you have to be put on the precipice of life and death.
Sure.
And that's exactly what it was. And, I'm a firm believer that he gives his toughest battles to his toughest warriors. So I was armed and weaponized mentally, physically, and spiritually to do that dance. It was a long dance.
Oh yeah.
But throughout it, I always kept an attitude of, no, I'm special, I'm different, because I've always felt that way before cancer came,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, with the Paul Anthony Cancer Foundation, we're going to be doing a number of things in the coming year. I'm very excited about that, going into communities and, because I put it out there in the world, I've been able to really touch change and save a lot of lives. And that's the purpose. That's
That
the purpose. The music is the gift,
Right.
but the purpose is how I can impact and save
that's
lives.
amazing work. That's amazing work.
And I'm
Thank
sure
you for that.
and I'm
Absolutely.
sure your music saves lives, like
Of course, man. That vibration, that's
right.
real.
Yeah,
That music
definitely.
vibration, yeah. And then some of the words, I mean, yeah, absolutely, no question. So I feel good about that too. That's how he's gonna keep me if I keep doing that.
That's incredible. You
Yeah.
just kind of talked. You just touched on it a little bit, but what is your relationship with the gym and training right now?
Dude, my relationship right now is the same way it was 10 years ago, 20
Okay.
years ago,
Mm-hmm.
30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't nothing changed.
Consistent.
Right.
Yeah, I have to have it. I have to have it. The difference is now I'm in tune with my body more.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I can comfortably take 2 or 3 days off if I need to and rest. But I know when I hit it, it's going to because muscle has memory.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's going to react. Yeah. So, and I'm excited, like when I'm getting in the gym, I'm singing, I'm writing my songs while I'm training, but I haven't lost the enthusiasm to work out at all. I'm just smarter about it.
Yeah.
Now it's more about body shaping as opposed to body building, and
Sure.
I've inspired a lot of professional athletes as well with that.
That's
So yeah,
inspiring.
Oh yeah.
I still love that, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
So having the resume that you do, you've worked with so many artists and just a lot of different people. Who's like one artist that you never got the chance to work with that you would, you wish you would have got that chance, but also who's an artist like still going now that you would like to work with in the future if it ever presented itself? You know what I mean?
Right. I think one artist that I would like to look at there's a few, honestly with you. I mean, Drake comes to mind because I think he reminds me a lot of ourselves. He was smart enough and gifted enough to fuse all the different genres together.
Oh yeah.
So it's not unusual to hear him rap something melodic or sing something melodic, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he's very rhythmic. He makes sure that his tracks are very simple, very sparse, so he
Mm-hmm.
can glide on them and everything like that. And he knows what he's doing. He's very surgical, with his melodies. So he's one artist that I would love to work with only because I get what he's doing. He's fusing it and bringing it together.
Mm.
And he's been hot for what, 12,
Oh yeah.
13 years,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, he's definitely someone that my little brother Usher, we've worked
Oh
together only in
yeah.
the sense that when he had a young lady who's an artist, and this is going back to, I mean, it's two-way pages. Him and I would communicate with one another and hit each
Right.
other. And then he said, Paul, I'm coming to New York, man. Let's go, man. He came to New York, brought his artist, man, was at Power Station. And me and him just vibe, we just vibe. He was one of the first brother that gave me a lot of love also when I my challenge came. So there's so many, but those two come to mind,
Oh
and
yeah.
I have no doubt. There's one person that I need to do, then I'm totally in the clear. I've worked to some degree with Eddie Levert of the OJs and like Earth and the Fire,
Oh
James Brown,
wow.
Patti LaBelle, but my girl Gladys Knight.
Oh
I
yeah.
told her, Gladys, you're the only one that's left. When I write this fire, then I'm complete. She was laughing and
Yes.
whatnot. So I look forward to doing something with Gladys. That's a must. That's a must. But as far as hip hop, yeah, man. I mean, Drake comes to mind. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Talk about what you got coming up, man. Like I know you ain't
Yeah.
stopped doing music. You got any projects
hmm
coming out? Just yeah, anything.
yeah, man. Yeah. It's so funny. Got a few things that's coming out. I want to go in the studio. Like I said, I'm going to do a journey on the House Party Bullies. Call you got your silly ass locked in the ice box. I'm gonna time that out when Wildin' Out ears.
I can't wait
That's
for
gonna
that.
be, oh yeah, that's,
I mean,
man.
nostalgic for
Oh,
me.
it's gonna be awesome. I already got it written in my head. It's crazy. You'll see. Yeah, it's gonna take fire. That's gonna be awesome. So I'm looking forward to do that. I'm working on a new full force song as well. Brandon with the Three is what it's being called, and we got so many house party shows that we got to do. But I'm very excited about my first solo project right now. I'm really excited about that. Right now. I'm going to call it The Legend Brings Back the Duets.
Uh,
So I
Oh
got a
yeah.
couple of great songs. There's a song right now called "Ready to Learn Your Love." I just did my first show, and man, this song is all. I'm gonna give you a little bit of melody. Ready to learn your love and willing to do what works for you.
Oh
You
no.
can have it your way. The ladies love it.
Fire. Still
Yes.
got the chops.
Man, please. I got my Linus, my dancers are Elise and Sophia. Man, you're gonna see some footage. Yeah, we're gonna talk some stuff. And I am unapologetically in my truth. That means I don't mince no words, I don't bite no words. I mean, I give it to you the real,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
because that's what people come to expect with me. And I tell the ladies, I tell them straight up. I said, listen, you've got to be in some kingdom building. Okay,
Oh yeah.
let's build kingdom together, individually, whatever. It's got to be that, it's got to be reciprocity. So I'm feeling good about that, man. I'm really excited about that. Got some young artists coming. Fire Cash. This boy is lyrically gifted. He reminds me of Drake because the boy is bad with his lyrics, his pen, his melodies.
Oh yeah.
He's bad. Got Shalia Vintage. She's on that Neo stuff. She's bad too. I got Barry Lavelle. He's bad.
Mm.
And last but not least, what I'm really super excited is my label. Oh my goodness. It's called Triple Man slash Buyer. Triple
Okay.
Man is myself, my brother AC Cotton, my brother Jack, he man, together, the three of us doing some special things. So I got several families. Of course, I always gonna have the full force family,
Oh yeah.
but Triple Man Via and Via, oh, this network is it's a streaming platform. I'm talking about going to 180 countries, 58 airlines. So when I do something, oh, it's gonna be everything awful and nothing nice. We
It's
coming,
dope.
baby.
Yeah.
Remember that Triple Man Via.
Triple
It's
man
on
vibe.
fire.
Got you.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
Well,
sir.
we're
Yep.
really humbled, man, that you gave us your time.
Yes.
I can't even believe some of the stories you just told. Like I just, that's
Oh,
what I was looking forward to. So,
yeah,
I want
man.
to
Yeah,
want to
man.
thank you for joining us.
Appreciate that.
Where can people, find you? Social media? Anything you want to plug before we let you go?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, y'all come look for me. The Legend Paul Anthony on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Of course, Full Force also. But just at the Legend Paul Anthony. That's where you drop a line, reach out for me if you want to know where I'm going, what I'm doing. Yeah, hit me up, okay? And that's what you do. And of course, the Paul Anthony Cancer Champion Foundation going to be doing some special things. I want to do hip hop fights cancer, fashion fights cancer. Going to be impactful, man. I'm very excited about what's coming. I'm excited in advance. I'm always excited in advance.
Yes, sir.
Always.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Once again, man, thank you so much. I'll let you get out of here. I know it's later on the
Yeah.
East Coast. We're in the
Nah, it's
Mountain
cool.
Time, so
Thank you.
thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us.
Hey,
We'll continue the show on from here. If you want to, you could watch, but I mean,
sure.
I know you got
Yeah, I
things. So
will. I mean, y'all got a cool platform. I was looking at the artwork, your design. I said, oh, I gotta get them. No,
yeah,
this shit is kind of fire.
okay,
Bright
yeah.
Okay.
future.
Hey, you are
Okay.
more than welcome to come back, man. Just
Yes,
let
sir.
me
Yes,
know for
sir.
sure.
Anytime.
Okay.
Hey,
Take care, y'all.
hey, man! I just want to tap in real quick on the board op of the
Yes.
show. The chat was loving your little sample, your little voice. You're singing there. They love that.
Yeah, man. Let me see. You never should have said it. Now I got to give you some more.
Do that.
I want to know you
Yes.
through and through. Love you till you're weak. Make you reach your peak. And baby,
There we go.
ooh, I've gotta let you know. I never knew that loving you was all I had to do. So I'm ready to learn your love. Ladies, y'all
Yeah.
follow me on that. The video's gonna be awesome. Yeah, give me that. Give me that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, listen,
Yeah.
man. give me all the flowers because I'm never going to stop being the florist.
Right.
So I
There you
can
go.
my flowers.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. But
So-
ladies, y'all come find me, okay?
Someone asked if you were coming to Colorado soon. If you ever do, man, let us know. We both own studios.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It would be like
good.
a dream come true,
Well,
man.
listen, I'm coming back to Colorado because I was just in Colorado, I want to say a month ago with my good friend Tim Laney and his Do More CrossFit Challenge.
Okay.
I was there in Castle Rock, I believe it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And we was, man, they were training it behind, man. So, yeah, once again, I'll be back again next year. I'm going to let you know ahead of time as soon as I get the word because we're going to do a concert also in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
I'm gonna be right there, man. That's gonna be like a second home. So y'all find me, ladies. I know the air gets a little high, so I may need a little mouth to mouth, just a little oxygen. I don't know. Y'all find me.
That's what's up. Well, Paul Anthony, everybody, full force,
Yes, sir.
legend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
All
joining
love.
us, man.
Bless. I appreciate the
Thank
love,
you.
man. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. Proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow, what a great interview.
Yeah, that was solid, man.
About that,
a lot of game.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking forward to the most. Just a lot of like most people know him from like the movies, but like I was like trying to tell everybody these dudes are like legendary producers, man. Songwriter, basketball. They produced a song for James Brown. It's like that's crazy. So that was dope. I'm glad we did that.